Hey, this is Bauker for Liberty to Travel. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the fundamentals of email marketing, how to get started with it, and some basics that you really need to know before you do any type of email marketing. So whether you are doing list building for your affiliate marketing, whether you are planning on launching your own product, or maybe you already have and you just want to follow up with your customers, all of this requires some type of email marketing setup. So that's what we're going to look at. How do you set that up, and what do you actually write, and how do you write it to your subscribers? So the first thing you're going to need if you're going to do any type of email marketing is what is called autoresponder software. So autoresponder software is the software that allows you to do email marketing. It allows you to send an email to multiple people at the same time. So you build an email list inside your autoresponder software, and then the autoresponder software will allow you to send emails to that list. That is what an autoresponder software is. So which one of all the available options should you use? There are many autoresponder softwares out there, and a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on which ones are good, which ones are bad, which ones you should use, why you should use those. Myself, I have been using two autoresponder softwares pretty often in the past. Those are Aweber and GetResponse. The reason for that, so several years ago when I first started email marketing, Aweber and GetResponse were basically the biggest, the best, and the only good options on the market. All the alternatives were pretty bad in terms of they had bad deliverability. What that means is when you send an email, they were more likely to end up in the spam folder or in the promotions tab on Gmail. Whereas with Aweber and GetResponse, it's very high likely that your emails end up in the inbox of people. And that's why I started with Aweber and GetResponse. There's also MailChimp, which is also a big established company. And the reason I don't use MailChimp, so first of all, MailChimp is free when you start out. However, the free version does not allow you to do automated email sequences. And to me, that is just a no deal, like a deal breaker. So even though MailChimp seems to be free, you're going to have to pay for it if you want any sort of basic functionality, because automated email sequences, I will go into what that is and what that means in the next slide. But for now, you should know that you absolutely require those if you're going to do any type of email marketing. So MailChimp is another reason I don't really like MailChimp is because they don't allow people to do affiliate marketing through email on their platform. And affiliate marketing is a large part of my business and what I do. And I know that a lot of people do kind of unethical, maybe even spammy affiliate marketing. Now, I don't, but because there's a lot of people like that in the affiliate marketing world, MailChimp just wants to avoid any type of affiliate marketers on their platform. So stay away from MailChimp if you want to do any type of affiliate marketing. Aweber and GetResponse are both generally cool with you doing affiliate marketing as long as you don't get a lot of people complaining about your emails being spam. That is something you always have to avoid when you do email marketing. Make sure your emails actually provide people with value, with good content, and then yes, the occasional promotion, that's fine, but don't just spam people with offer after offer after offer, because people are going to complain about your emails being spam, and that's how you generally lose your autoresponder accounts. Before I go into the other three listed on this page, let me first talk a little bit about automation, what it is. So automation allows you, for example, to send emails based on certain triggers. What triggers? Let's say the very basic one is someone enters their email on your website, they are subscribed to your list, and then automatically an email is sent to them to welcome them to your list. That is a very simple, basic automation. The most basic version of automation, usually called either follow-up or campaigns. And as I said, MailChimp is the only one where if you get the basic version, the free version of their their software, then you can't do that. You can't do any type of automation. You can't even automatically send a welcome email to someone when they subscribe. So that's why I said avoid MailChimp, because you're always going to have some type of a welcome email. So yeah, that's automation. What other things you can do with automation is, for example, if people click a link in a certain email, they are put on a different list in your autoresponder account or a different segment within the list. So this is a lot more advanced types of automation. And now if you are a more advanced email marketer, if your business has multiple products, multiple websites, things like that, then probably you're going to want to have email autoresponder software that has more functionality in terms of automation. And that is unfortunately where Aweber and GetResponse, the established platforms, have been lacking behind a lot in the last few years, because a few new autoresponder softwares have come to the market and they have far better automation. And these are ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, and Drip. There are some others, but these are the main ones that I've seen other marketers use that have a lot of automation functionality that is simply lacking in Aweber and GetResponse, or at least Aweber and GetResponse, I've noticed lately they are starting to add some types of automation in their software now, but I think they've been very late. They have just been kind of complacent because they were the biggest companies and everyone was using them. They had so many customers that were loyal and staying with them, so they didn't really need to innovate as much. Whereas the new companies obviously had to come with a big increased value, so they came with all these automation features to lure people away from the established companies, and that is why the newer companies have generally better functionality when it comes to automation. So as I said, if you're just starting out, if you're just a beginning internet marketer, email marketer, then by all means just stick with what works, stick with what people are using like Aweber GetResponse. However, if your business is a lot more complicated, you want to use a lot of different automation sequences, and you want to really have like different segments of your list based on people's behavior in your funnel, then you can go with some of these other platforms that offer that in a lot more advanced way. Now I just mentioned it already, but your follow-up sequence or your campaigns is one type of email that you're going to be sending. There's actually two types. There's the follow-ups and there's the broadcasts. First, we're going to look at the follow-ups. So initially, this was called follow-up series in Aweber, which is why a lot of people are still calling it that. Now Aweber has moved more to a campaigns, and campaigns is generally what it is called in some of the other platforms as well. In some platforms, it is called the autoresponder series, like in GetResponse, I think they call it the autoresponder series. But basically what this means is it is the series of emails that are automatically sent as soon as someone opts into your list, as soon as someone subscribes to your newsletter. So generally, they subscribe to your newsletter on a landing page or some type of an opt-in form anywhere on your website. Then they go to the autoresponder. The autoresponder software is triggered to subscribe them to your list, and then they automatically receive the campaign or follow-up series. Now, this is what a campaign or follow-up series generally looks like in its most basic form. First, as soon as they subscribe, they get a welcome email with some type of introduction. Maybe they subscribe for some particular reason, like a free PDF. In that case, you would link the free PDF to the free PDF download page in this first email. And then the autoresponder waits one day and then automatically sends the next email the next day. So that's email number 2. Then it waits another day, sends another email, etc. So you can have a very long email sequence. Sometimes it's like 20, 30 emails. I've had sequences that were that long, like 20 or 30 emails. So that means for a whole month, every single day, they get a different email with different messages. So that is basically how a follow-up or campaign email series works. And then there's broadcast emails. Broadcast emails are sent only once at a specific time to selected subscribers. For example, you can send a broadcast email to all your subscribers at 7 p.m. For example, if you're doing a product launch and you want to announce this to all your subscribers, you can just say like, hey guys, I'm launching a new product. You should check it out. Here's the site. This is what the product does. So you do a bit of description, and then you send it to everyone at 7 p.m. Now, if you want to, for example, tell your buyers like, hey guys, I'm doing an additional video to all my buyers. I'm adding it to the membership area now. You can send an email to a specific segment of your list. So that would also be a broadcast sent to your segment of buyers. You can also send, for example, an email to everyone who's been on your list for more than 14 days. If you have a 14-day follow-up series and you only want to send your email or your email broadcast to people who have already been through your entire follow-up series, then you can send an email to all those who have subscribed to your list for more than 14 days. That is examples of broadcast emails. So broadcast emails are one-off. They're not automated. You specify a time that they are sent at, and you specify who they are sent to. Now, what do you write in your follow-up sequence? In your follow-up sequence, generally, you want to introduce yourself or your avatar if you're not writing the emails as yourself. And you want to tell the backstory behind basically your business or the specific thing that they signed up for. So, for example, if you are telling your story of how you started a weight loss program and you lost a lot of weight, you did a diet, and you want to sell either a diet program or an affiliate offer at the end of it, first you would tell like what you were struggling with. So why were you overweight? How long were you overweight? Like all the difficulties you had to endure in your life because you were overweight. And then in the next part of the follow-up sequence, you're going to tell them, like, what did you do to overcome the problem? Like, maybe you had some kind of an event happen in your life that really made you want to lose weight. And then over time, you made some discoveries, and how did you implement them in your life? How did they help you? And most of the time in your follow-up sequence, at the start, you want to share as much free information as you can, provide a lot of value to your subscribers. And then at the end of it, towards the end, you want to try and sell them a product. Whether that is your own product or affiliate products, doesn't matter. That is usually how a follow-up sequence is built. You start with an introduction, you tell the backstory, you share some free information that helped you in your journey, and then you share the products that you want to sell. That way, you build a relationship with your subscribers before you try to sell to them. That way you are going to have much higher conversions on your products, basically. And you are going to have people who are actually really interested in your product buying from you. And then the broadcast emails, generally you don't send broadcast emails to people who are still going through your follow-up sequence unless there's a very specific reason that you want to do so. So these are people who already kind of know you, they like you, they trust you, they open your emails. And here you want to be a bit more spontaneous, a bit more funny, a bit more, you can just talk about your day-to-day life, things that happen to you, some anecdotes, funny stories, maybe some entertainment. And of course, when you are doing a promotion, when you are promoting a specific product, then you can use more like sales tactics in these kind of emails where you use some curiosity, some scarcity, urgency, fear, and logic. Basically, these are ways to sell in email. So curiosity means you want to entice people to click on a link or open an email without actually telling them what's in it, but just making them curious about what's in it. And then scarcity or urgency is when you're like, oh, there's only 2 copies left, you have to be fast, or we're closing this down in 24 hours, so make sure you purchase before then. And then fear and logic, basically you're just giving them arguments why they should buy that product based on those different either emotion or ration. So yeah. That is what you write in your broadcast email. So this was my short introduction to email marketing. And I think for anyone who's just starting out with email marketing, it's very important that you understand all of these different aspects, that you understand which software to use and why you want to use that software, that you understand the difference between follow-ups and broadcasts, but also what to use your follow-ups and broadcasts for.